Alright, y'all, it's your boy Big Dusty back here with another video, and we got today fantastic hip hop. Why today is about to be the worst day of Drake's career, and the GNX Toronto show has a surprise. I don't know what that surprise is. I'm sure Fantastic Hip Hop has some insider information. I don't know if he does or doesn't. I'm just assuming so because he's been on top of this Drake and Kendrick beef since the last year, so he knows all the things. But I didn't even put two and two together since Kai had his streaming university thing. Apparently Drake was supposed to be giving some money out to some of the streamers on Kai's streaming university program thing, and I didn't even realize that they had it scheduled for today, which is also the same day as Kendrick's show in Toronto, which is kind of crazy. I don't know if they planned that or that just happened to be, but I'm pretty sure Drake has something to do with planning that. It's got to be Drake. I don't know if Kai really knew. I don't know, man. I'm iffy about Kai now, man. Kai, he's done some things in the past that are, just kind of iffy, with him trying to downplay Kendrick's Super Bowl performance and all that. Saying Black Americans don't have culture, even though he's really, participating in it, especially at the BET Awards. It's kind of crazy considering that he said that. I know it's a clip. I don't want to hold that against him because he's young, but at the same time, I think he knows the boundary of which he could say things like that, considering all of his other friends. He doesn't say anything about any other different black people in the diaspora other than Black Americans. But that's all I gotta say about that. But let's go into this video and hear what Fantastic Hip Hop has to say about this.
Comes to Drake. Well, if you are ready for what's about to happen and how Kendrick Lamar is about to show once and for all, that no matter how hard this loser tries to run to Cenat, he cannot stop what is about to be the worst moment of his career when Kendrick Lamar comes to the 6.
I've been seeing that too. Everyone's saying Drake's begging Cenat, even though in the diss track, Drake said Kendrick was begging Cenat, which does not seem to be the case.
Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And now really, as between Drake getting more desperate than we have ever seen in really his entire career at this point, to Kendrick Lamar getting ready to play in the Rogers Center, well, as the moments that are about to come are going to make for one of the most important nights that we have seen in rap all year, make sure to leave that like so all of hip-hop sees how Kendrick Lamar is about to never win bigger, and Drake is just gonna never look more pathetic. And now with that said, when it comes to both Kendrick Lamar...
How crazy y'all think this show is gonna be, by the way? Y'all think it's gonna be like is the Toronto show sold out? I have not looked it up. If anyone knows that the Toronto show is sold out, please let me know. Unless he's gonna say in the video, but I think this is probably gonna be the craziest one they have. I don't know. Has he hit LA yet? I think LA might be the craziest one. Never mind. But Toronto might be the second like best.
Lamar and Drake. Well, in a lot of ways, for anybody who genuinely loves hip-hop and the art of lyricism and bars as a whole, well, if you're on this side of the genre, it's about to be straight cinema for you, because with Kendrick Lamar's Grand National Tour reaching the Toronto shows, and here, of course, with this, we are going to see the full circle moment where ultimately, after kicking off a beef on Drake's end where he told Kendrick that he gets more love in his own city, well, Kendrick has really pulled out the ultimate Uno reverse card because he is about to play within a bigger venue than Drake has ever within his home, because Kendrick has taken the Grand National Tour to a stadium where for years Drake has only ever done arenas. And now,
I didn't even know that.
Now with this, as very shortly we will see Kendrick Lamar just become the king of this.
And if it's sold out, oh my god, that's gonna be a big hit to your ego in your city, man.
6 in a way that Drake has never been able to
even realize
fathom.
that.
Well, with the stakes being so high and with us on the verge of witnessing one of the biggest moments in this entire beef, well, no matter how angry Drake and OVO may be about this, nothing at this point is going to stop Kendrick from performing Euphoria, Not Like Us, and who knows, maybe even...
I just appreciate Kendrick's fits, by the way, man. He's been having that shit on the entire tour. I'm not gonna lie. I seen a fit pic with him and Absol. He had these shorts. They look like pants because he's so small. Hey, only small people can pull that fucking shit off, man. Only short people got that kind of swag, man. I don't know what to do. I wish I could wear shit like that, but I'm 6'2".
even meet the Grams in Drake's own city. And
Yeah,
now,
that
as
shit
Drake
on.
can't do what he did to
Oh
people
my
like
God.
Schoolboy Q here and get the show canceled, this does not mean that Drake and OVO have stopped trying to do whatever they can to take away this moment from Kendrick Lamar, and do anything they can to just diminish the impact and message that is going to be sent to literally.
You know, it'd be really nice if he brought Schoolboy Q out for that as well, because Drake really did hoe him by doing some Karen shit like that, getting this show canceled. That's fucked up, bro. That's crazy. This dude on the screen right here, biggest joke in the industry. Biggest joke in the rap game of all time. Biggest joke.
Literally everyone when Kendrick takes that stage. And now, while with all of
He's on Benzino level. Yeah, he's on that level.
the anger around the OVO community about this, they are just embarrassing themselves to new levels, because literally what they are planning to do as Kendrick is getting ready to play the show is get together all of the fans they have for Drake and hand out OVO hoodies and pizza just to show how Drake still really runs the six. And
I want to go back and look. Ah, bring your best OVO drip is crazy. Oh my God. OVO takeover. Show Kendrick who's. Let's remind them who runs the six. Where? Outside Rogers Center. When? 12 and 13. 5:30 p.m. to 11 o'clock p.m. Pull up with speakers blasting nothing but Drizzy. Signs showing love for the six god. Your best OVO drip. All your dogs and only good vibes. Let's flood the streets with love for Drake and show the world who runs this. Free OVO hoodies and pizza while supplies last. They got one box. One box.
OVO hoodies and pizza just to show how Drake still really runs the six. And yes, you heard that right. The OVO community is going to be handing out pizza to try and get one of the biggest and most pivotal hip-hop moments in years from going down. And with this, well, if you somehow thought that things couldn't get more pathetic than that, well, for Drake himself, somehow on this side of hip-hop that is literally going to hand out pizza to Drake fans at a Kendrick Lamar concert, this is not even the lamest thing that is going on with these crash outs. Because with Drake, he is showing how desperate he truly is for any sort of attention, because right as Kendrick Lamar is going to be changing the genre forever, well, in response to this, I guess, Drake is doing the most obnoxious thing he possibly could to fill up the timeline and try and distract the people from the fact that Kendrick Lamar has done something within his own city that, again, Drake could not even do with a tour where he had none other than Travis Scott filling in for 21.
God bless, bro. That's crazy. I'm still I'm still taken back by that. I didn't realize it was gonna be a stadium, and Drake's only done arenas. I thought Drake done stadiums before. Maybe not. God damn. In your own city too? Yeah.
Savage during his most recent Toronto shows. And so now with Drake's
I'd be
attempt
upset
to just
too.
try and take away Kendrick's spotlight and do something that will distract everyone in the process. Well, when you actually look,
I wouldn't be upset if I wasn't beefing with somebody, but if I was beefing with somebody, I'd be upset. Yeah, Drake. Yeah, you lost big time, brother.
Look at what he is doing and what he is trying to get from this. Well, maybe Drake really should have just went to the Rogers Center himself and handed out that pizza, because really, as Drake has announced that he is going to be doing a stream with none other than Cenat, well, of course, Kai is one of the biggest names you could have possibly.
I'm sorry for pausing for so much, but how much you want to bet Drake's gonna do some petty ass shit? Like, as soon as it gets on stream and Kai has like at least 200,000 people watching, he's gonna be like, but I got 200,000 people watching at home, watching me and Kai give money to these other streamers. I guarantee he's gonna do some petty shit like that. I guarantee you. That's just the type of person Drake is. I put money on it that I don't have.
Possibly used to create the massive distraction that is trying to be made here? Well, beyond just that, as Kai literally just met Kendrick Lamar days ago and was absolutely shocked by his presence, and even beyond that was hyping up.
And I don't know if Kai's just in the crossfire of all this, or if Kai like actually planned this with Drake for this exact day. No one, other than those two, I don't know who else would know if they actually planned this for this day, or Drake just said, you know what, Kai, let's just do it on this day. Today, of all days. It's just crazy to think about. If Kai actually playing that with Drake, I feel like he was playing Kendrick's face.
How many awards he was taking home for everyone who saw him to just see to an even bigger level than ever. What real greatness in hip-hop looks like, and how unreal the type of run that Kendrick Lamar has truly been on. Well, still, in spite of Kai literally supporting his rivals, Drake is still linking up with Kai after he was trying to be buddy-buddy with Kendrick and was smiling with SZA as well because they are friends. And now, truly with this, we are seeing Drake just embarrass himself and show how in this era where he has lost so much and nothing has defined every single move that he has made more than just desperation itself, well, Drake has never been more desperate because again, and as we have been looking at, in an era where Drake has been petty to anybody who has shown slight support for Kendrick Lamar or has been anti-him in any way. Well, now for most people, while Drake has stopped talking to them and has ruined longtime friendships over just honest takes in some case, well, with how desperate Drake is, as he has no rapper friends who could help him anymore, and really all of the other clout chasers he has been aligned with just make him look more embarrassing with each time he is seen with them, well, with Drake now going and collabing with Kai like this for everyone to see. Well, a lot of people are going to talk about this collab, and some people will think that Drake is up for even being able to be with somebody as popular as Kai right now. Well, when you look beyond the optics of this, when you really see what has been going on, and for hip-hop and anybody around it, see how Drake has just crumbled and became more desperate for any sort of attention and help as Kendrick Lamar's run has just gotten more dominant, and the moments like we are about to see at the Rogers Center have just gotten closer and closer. Well, of course, with Drake sitting next to Kai Wright as Kendrick Lamar is going to be playing Not Like Us for Drake's whole city to hear. Well, again, everybody sees the play, and really with Kai, no matter what else he has said and done, which again is the most telling about this all, because at the end of the day, Kai's recent actions have included him fanning out over Kendrick Lamar just days before this. Even with Drake somehow linking up with one of the most popular people that you possibly could sit with, he is somehow taking another L, because with Drake doing this, even if you're a Drake fan, you have to admit this is a moment where Drake's desperation for attention and any sort of validation in a time where Kendrick is about to now take over his own city has made him drop the one thing that has been consistent, which is his massive and undeserved ego and everything he has tried to stand on, and now we are seeing the ultimate admission of defeat for Drake, and just the most solidified moment that is telling us that he has absolutely no idea what he is doing and how he is ever going to come back from Kendrick and what happened in the beef. And as a result now is just moving like the worst type of clout chaser there is, which is the ones who only think about how they can make it until the next moment fades away. And again, as Drake needs Kai so desperately that he is now relying on Kai to give him a moment that, at least for Drake himself, will make him in the moment forget that Kendrick Lamar is taking over the 6, to just make fun of Drake's own words and disses and look at how they have worked against him in the long run once again. Well, after Drake has tried to say over...
The only person I'm really worried about is Kai with all of this, because Kai he's going to receive a lot of fucking hate. I guarantee you, he's going to receive a lot of hate from Kendrick fans and Drake fans. At the end of the day, I feel like Drake does not give a shit about Kai Cenat to a certain extent, because he's just using them right now to overshadow Kendrick's whole GNX tour, stadium shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy. It's crazy to see, and I'm gonna feel bad for Kai if like something goes wrong. I'm really gonna feel bad because both sides are gonna be going at his ass. Pause. That was crazy. My bad, y'all.
And over again that Kendrick Lamar only does what the music industry tells him, and if we go back to a track like Taylor Made Freestyle, Drake was saying that Taylor Swift is the one pulling the strings even for him all along. Well, really, we are seeing Drake's own version of this now, because with Drake being so desperate that he is sitting with Kai, who is the first person that has said anything negative about him, because again, no matter how OVO wants to put it, Kai has said that Drake lost the beef, he has criticized Drake on multiple occasions, and he just fanned out for Kendrick Lamar. Well, really what we are seeing with this entire moment for Drake, Kai Cenat is the one who is running things for him more than ever, and no matter what happens and what Kai says. Well, Drake, who wants everybody to believe that he is a tough guy, is not going to do anything to Kai Cenat other than just desperately chase him for clout and hope to get whatever help he possibly can from whatever portion of Kai ends up aligning with Drake at the end of the day. And really with this, what we can say now is that if Kendrick is the king of hip-hop, which we all know, well, Kai is the king of this clout-chasing circle and community that has so much popularity right now and that Drake wants to be in so badly.
Oh my
because
god.
Truly now with
Golly, even fucking Fantastic Hip Hop's calling Kai a clout chaser. Jesus Christ.
how big Kai is. Drake is literally within a place where if he wants to just keep the fraction of his career that he is still kinda holding on to, he has to really just bow down to Cenat really in a way that he has never willingly for anybody else in his entire career. And again, as this is Drake we are talking about, and anytime he has had any sort of a disagreement with anyone, and even if it's a small one, it's almost always ended in a beef, and at that one where they don't ever end up patching things up. Again, when you just track the type of guy Drake is, which is one who is always creating problems, and then just seeing how desperate he is for Cenat. This just reeks of lame for Drake, and there has never been further proof that he is spiraling to an entire new level. And in all honesty, for the Drake fans who still don't want to face the reality that everything the guy has done is just a move that is made to try and distract people from what Kendrick Lamar is doing so his run just doesn't bring him down further, well, when we look at the release of almost everything he has done recently, which from SSS for You dropping days after the Super Bowl, or even his tours happening when Kendrick's biggest performances were coming and building up, and now, of course, with this very moment, which again for Drake, as he is going to be sitting with Kai and doing whatever things to embarrass himself, Kendrick is going to be playing in Toronto, which that just tells you everything you need to know about why this is even happening in the first place. And so overall, for the Drake fans who still don't want to admit it, now there is a clear pattern that is showing that Drake is desperate over everything else that you want to say about him. To be honest with this, you can't even act like Drake has won a beef or done anything significant, because now he is both linking up with a guy who has literally made fun of him on multiple occasions, and to do this for Drake, which shows that he is letting down his ego, this genuinely shows us how scared he is of these GNX Toronto shows. And so now with all this established, while Drake thinks that he is going to link up with Cenat, and as a result, it's going to make everybody magically forget about what Kendrick Lamar is doing, well, I got bad news for the guy, because even if Drake drops an entire album or does anything at this point, the significance that these upcoming GNX shows are going to have are truly going to garner everybody in hip-hop's attention. And when people can see that Kendrick Lamar is doing a song such as Not Like Us, while the same iconography of the city that Drake has tried to make his own on something like Views is in the backdrop of Kendrick Lamar and the first ever stadium show in Toronto from a rapper.
Oh my
God,
God,
more volumes
bro.
than whatever cringe stuff Drake does alongside Cenat just to chase any sort of clout that he can get. And so overall, what we can say and do now as we wait to see Kendrick Lamar deliver the most important show of the entire Grand National Tour is that we are about to see another great moment in hip-hop. And again, no matter how Drake tries to move the goalposts and direct the moment away from Kendrick Lamar with his little pathetic streak, but no matter what he thinks, Cenat will not distract anybody from the fact that, after all, Kendrick is about to be the one who is going to get more love in the city that Drake's from than he ever has. And to be honest, if one guy is performing in a stadium, performing such massive records, and the other is sitting on a stream and embarrassing himself for attention, well, again, no matter...
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, bro. If that's happening in my city, and I'm beefing with you, I'm finding the power grid and turning all that goddamn shit off. That's just me, though. That's just me. I'm finding some way to cut the power off. No way you doing this in my city, and I'm beefing with you. Drake, you're going outside, man. Can't be going Kai's stream, trying to make Kai the fucking body bag, you know what I'm saying? Or the bullet bag, whatever you want to call it. That's some bullshit, man. Some bullshit. I'm sure this is in the video.
No matter who you are a fan of at this point, I think everybody can see who the winner of this thing really is and who has lost more than ever. And so now with all of this said, let me know. What do you think about Drake trying to cover up Kendrick Lamar's show with a stream with Cenat? And what do you think is going to happen when both of these moments go down and Drake is embarrassing himself while at the same time Kendrick Lamar is just becoming greater than we have ever seen? And now if you made it to this point in the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And now if you want to see how right before...
Honestly, it's crazy to think, because just think of like how, like, in the later years after all this is over with, I wonder how much this is going to affect his career. Or not career, but just him in general. Just how he moves and how he acts. Because this is like this part of the... He's actually scrambling and spiraling around, bro. I'll be honest with you. This is the most spiral I've ever seen Drake ever. After the Pusha T beef, he kind of just brushed it off. I mean, no shade to Pusha T, but Pusha T just didn't have like the name power and the star power. Pusha T definitely killed him in that whole rap beef, but he just didn't have enough of the, you know, the name, even though Pusha's been around for so long. But I just did a Clips album to him, by the way. If you want to check that out, you can. I just did his first album with Clips, Pharrell and No malice. Anyways, that's pretty much the video. Thank you guys for watching. I don't know why I went on that little tangent at the end. If you did like the video, like, comment, and subscribe. Please do. If you didn't like the video, go ahead and dislike it and get the fuck out of here. Other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.